Hi, this video is Introduction to Sequences. The first type of sequence we will look at is arithmetic sequence. The other type we will look at later in a different video is geometric. But first let's talk about what sequences are and how to look at them and how to name them and what they mean. Sequence is simply a list of numbers, and that list of numbers is usually written as a set using the curly parentheses, and the items inside are separated by the comma. The items inside are known as terms, and the first number is called the first term, then the second term, the third term, and so on. And the sequence usually gets a name such as A, B, C, or whatever. And then there is n, because there is n number of terms, 1, 2, 3, so on. There could be as many as we want, so the n could be 1, 2, 3, or 100. So a sub n simply means there is n of those numbers in it. So let's look at one example. Here is the sequence. We call it a sub n, and it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then this pattern continues. So we have a pattern of even numbers. The first number is called the first term, which is a sub 1. The second number is called the second term, which is a sub 2. The third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on, all the way to the n, however many there is. Now, we might be asked to find the general formula. Instead of just giving a list, we might be asked to write a formula that describes all of these numbers based on which number it is in the list. So if I'm asking what is a sub 4, the formula should tell me it is 8. What is a sub 3? It should tell me it is 6. So how do we come up with such a formula? If the pattern between the numbers is such that we can get from one number to the next by adding or subtracting the same, then it is called arithmetic. And in our case, we have, if we add 2 to the previous number, we get the next. If we add 2 again, we get the next, and so on and so on. So each time we add the 2, we get the next number. Now, the general formula for any such sequence where we add in is, for any arithmetic sequence, is a sub n is a sub 1, that's the first term, plus n minus 1 times the d. The d stands for the difference, and the difference simply means the a next minus a previous, and that's what the d is. So for us, what does the formula say? Well, it says that the a sub 1 is 2. And then we have n minus 1 times the d. What is the d? Well, if we take any two numbers, the next 6 minus the previous, that's 2. The next minus the previous, 2. So the difference is exactly the number we are counting by to get to the next term. And for us, that answer is 2. So now we have the general formula as a sub n is 2 plus n minus 1 times 2. Now we can simplify this by multiplying through and combining a few numbers. So if we multiply through by 2, we get 2n minus 2, and then plus minus 2's cancel off. We get the final answer is a sub n is 2n. And this is the final formula for our first arithmetic sequence. Now let's see if it works. If n happens to be 1, what do we get? Well, if we plug in 1 into our formula, we get a sub 1 is 2. That works. If n happens to be 3, let's say then a sub 3 is 2 times 3, which is 6. That works. The only thing we have to make sure when we look at our general formula, we have to make sure that n is greater or equal to 1, because if n happens to be anything less than that, then inside the parentheses we're going to get negative numbers, and that's not right. So this is the general formula, and this is how to find the answer to any arithmetic sequence using this expression. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks a lot for your time.